And one of them said, I'm against inappropriate corporate donations, which was less snappy. Can I give you one of those?
Oh, I mean, pleasure.
This is an inappropriate donation. This is an inappropriate gift for you to remind you of that.
Very good.
Like, this is completely useless to anyone. So we included this useless gift just to remind you of how useless inappropriate donations can be. And do you want Batman? You can have Batman.
No, you can have Batman, yeah, definitely. I have young children, I can...
Oh, no, but that's useful. I can't give you something useful. No. One bloke, he worked for the drug companies. I tried to give him a little elephant.
I appreciate it very much, but I actually want fully packed, so I'm going to...
No, in that case, you get the fridge.
Yeah, exactly.
You're getting the fridge.
Right into the taxi.
No, I'm going to take the fridge. The World Health Organization do internal reports about drug dumping. But they're internal reports. You're not allowed to see them. They aren't made available to the public. Normally. We found one, just lying around. And in it, they said, donations largely conspicuous by their size and unhelpfulness. And this was a survey done in Albania in 1999. One of the companies that they found was a company called American Home Products, who donated short-dated painkillers to a hospital in Tirana via an American charity called AmeriCares. Great name. Wyeth, this is the name of American Home Products, changed their name to Wyeth. I thought, Wyeth, they've got a British UK headquarters down in Slough. I remember this. And I thought, if they like donations so much, we should donate to Wyeth.
Patrick, delivery main office.
Mark, Thomas Channel 4, I've got a delivery for you here. It's actually £3,000 worth of small change, nearly $500,000 nickels and cents and all this kind of crap. Just dumped it there, and they said, there you are, that's yours. I know that Wyeth donated a whole load of stuff to Albania, right, when it was American Home, and the thing was, it was short-dated, which is all right, but the point is you know, it's like sometimes donations can be burdensome, can't they? That's what it appears to be. Our donation isn't welcome here, is it?
We would just ask you to take all your stuff.
So our donation isn't
properly, then take us through the proper channels, and you can phone us and we will talk to you.
So basically, you're saying take your donation and go because this donation is unwanted.
We don't want this here on our site.
Now, when we talked to Wyeth, they said they're not going to reply to our letters, but AmeriCares will reply on their behalf. AmeriCares said, look, we've not broken the WHO guidelines. Because there's an exemption bit where if you get permission from the government you're donating to, you can give them short-dated drugs. And the Albanians were told they were going to get this stuff, and they agreed to have it. They also told us the law, basically, on donations.
I think you have to understand that for people in distress who receive a donation, it is very difficult to say no. For two reasons. One, because you can seem that you don't appreciate what people, maybe in good faith, maybe with not such a good faith, is donating. The second reason is because they can fear that in another opportunity they will not get anything at all.
We found this company called Bristol Myers Squibb that we wanted to look at, not just because they got a funny third name, but, although that was part of the reason. The thing was, there's a couple of other ways of getting money back, right, of claiming money. If you sell a drug and it is below the price you would normally charge for it, you can get a bargain sale tax deduction. And you can, even if you sell below cost, you could nudge up into profit on this stuff. Now, the interesting thing about Bristol Myers Squibb is, can we have a look at their mission statement? Can you look at this? We pledge Bristol Myers Squibb to the highest standard of moral and ethical behaviour and to policies and practices that fully embody the responsibility, integrity and decency required of free enterprise if it is to merit and maintain the confidence of our society. Well, there we go. And so that's what they say. Now, the thing is, they sell two drugs, Zerit and Videx, and they are antiretroviral drugs used in combination therapy to combat AIDS, right? They sell it in sub-Saharan Africa at $1 per patient, per treatment, per day. We thought, OK, and they say we are selling that below cost. When they want to sell it in Guatemala, they offer $2 per patient, per treatment, per day. And we thought, that's interesting. First of all, we got hold of some letters from Médecins Sans Frontières, who work in the developing world to try and create better health systems. Now, they were writing to Bristol Myers Squibb saying, we want to buy these drugs for Guatemala at $1.60 per patient, per treatment, per day. They said, $2 per patient, per treatment, per day, but we're not going to sell them to you. We're going to give them to you. You don't have to buy them. You merely have to pay an administration fee of $2 per patient, per treatment, per day, and we'll give you the drugs. And we thought, hello? Is this because, one, they either don't want to actually sell it at $2 and therefore create a precedent for selling in that region, or is it, two, because they wish to claim the sale as a donation and make some more money as a tax deduction? We thought, aye, this needs to be resolved. So we phoned up Bristol Myers Squibb, their head office, and there's a guy I needed to speak to called Bob Laverty, who's their corporate affairs. Every time I've phoned up so many times, it's like 30, 40 times. Every time, no, Bob's not here. I'm sorry, Bob's in a meeting at the moment. No, he can't help. Bob's gone away. Bob's touring at the moment. Bob's reformed the band. They're on the road. Bob dematerialized before our very... He's on the Starship Enterprise. Bob was eaten by crocodiles. Bob's been regurgitated, but is in a meeting. And eventually, I lost my temper and just went, look, I have phoned up over 30 times. This is a shoddy way to treat a respected journalist, because they don't know. So, Bob phoned back. Now listen, Mark, we're really glad that we caught up with you, because in your television programme it's really important that you hear the Bristol Myers Squibb story, and that's part of your programme. I'm going to get you talking on a conference call with me and another guy called Bob Laferbe, who's been dealing those deals. He's been working in Secure the Future, a charity AIDS project out in Africa. We've been putting a lot of money, a lot of effort, a lot of time out there, and we need to talk about it. Bob came on, start asking a question. Go, you say you sell in sub-Saharan Africa $1 per patient, per treatment, per day, and you make a loss. That's right, Mark, we are making a loss on that sale. In Guatemala, when you do the $2 per patient, per treatment, per day, is still well below cost. That's correct.